Hi, I'm Miss Kim. I'm the art instructor at the Music Connection in Orland Park, Illinois, and I'm so excited to teach you this week's Edvard Munch's The Scream. He painted this in 1893 at the age of 30 years old. And so we're going to make this. So let's begin. I'm going to first sketch in with using my brown marker, just a simple couple things to set up my picture here of the Scream. So like I'm showing here, a horizon line right there. It's a straight across horizontal line, and it's where the sky meets land. Okay, so we're going to go right up here and make our horizon line, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Then there's some mountains in the background. It's very simple, two little hills that he depicted in this masterpiece. So a little hill here and then a bigger one like that. Then we're going to move on to this little lake. Actually, I think would be easier. I'm going to do this perspective line. So it's just going to be from here, and then it's going to end right here, just before the corner. So I'm going to come here, and I'm just going to go a quick line and line it up right there. It's a perspective line because we have a guardrail fence that he has in the background. So we're going to go again, and this is going to be the upper rail line. So again, like this, and just come down. That's going to be the upper rail as shown. Okay, and then I'm going to make the lake in the background. So first I'm going to make this curve right in here. So it's kind of like a slightly backward S curve, like so. And don't worry about that line, that'll be all covered up with the paint. We're just doing a quick sketch of spaces and shapes. And here is the lake. It's the water and then the land meeting, almost like sand, but not. And that's the curvature of the lake meeting the land. So we're just gonna follow it like he has here. And it's a little bump out here, goes in, comes out, a little wider, a little dip, and like so. It does not have to be exactly close enough is good enough. I want you to recognize the master artist's work, who he is, and the materials he worked with. So don't be too concerned with having everything exact. Okay? Now I'm going to go over here. Approximately here is the figure. And it just seems to be a male or female because it's like a unisex. It doesn't depict a male or female. And I'm just going to make the rounded head and like this. And I know it's going over those lines, but don't worry, we're going to paint in there. And then his hands are gripping alongside his head like he's covering his ears almost on either side, like so. And then I'm making a little cuff here and here, like of his shirt or that he's wearing, or she. And it's coming up and around in the shoulder, and the shoulder here, and it comes down and up like so. And then there's a curve of the body like this. And then over here by the arm, like so. That's how he has it. I'm going to add the eyes in right here. And the eyeballs. He seems to be looking over here. These figures we'll be drawing. Brows there. The nose. And then the mouth to create that scream. You could shadow this in a little. This is a shading for the mouth, like so. All right, now we're going to come over here with the black marker, and we're going to make our two black figures that's drawn abstractly like he has, and their heads kind of come to this part where the lake is. So we're going to go like that, and you're just going to make like a head figure and another head figure. That's it, and leave some white showing through. Then you're going to create a neck and a neck, and then a skinny long body like so. And just fill it in, but leave some white showing because it's just the way he painted it. He had done 4 masterpieces of the same image, the Scream, 2 paintings and 2 pastels. So here we are, and then we're going to do this other figure. They're walking together. Doesn't really indicate what they are or who they are, but this is how it's painted in the picture. And there is some white showing through. And then the legs as they're walking. Okay? Then I'm going to go back to the brown marker, and I'm going to do some lines for the guardrail. There's a couple rails that go upright, 1, 2, and then one down here. And I'm going to make another like this and one on the side. So it's like three-dimensional. This would be the side view, and this is facing us. And then lines here for the same for these as well. This is the front, and these are the side that I'm scribbling. Then I'm going to make an upper rail, and I'm going to do a perspective line like so. And I'm not going to go over his head. I'm just going to skip and then finish like this. This is the upper rail. And there's a little line right here too. So this is the top of the rail, and this is the side. Same with these. Just do a quick line because you're going to be painting over that. And I'm going to follow the shapes that I have in the picture like he had painted. So we're going to just do some swoops of color going up and over the mountain, and again like that. And just kind of color it in like this. The gelatos are a pastel that's oily and water soluble. And yes, we're going to use a paintbrush to paint also and blend these colors. So you're just going to kind of make these swoops of color up above like that, like he had in his painting. And sometimes you're going to put a little more pressure, and other times it's just going to be like that because you're going to be blending other colors in with it. So we'll put that to the side. Let's take the bright yellow because the sun is set in where he's depicting this image. And so we're going to put the yellow right here by the mountains, coming down, swooping down and up again. And then just within the sky as well, he had some yellow tones of color in there as well. Then some yellow into the lake because the light is reflecting into the lake like so. So just kind of a light, and in between the rails because the water comes through here too. And then just kind of color that in just like so. And he has kind of a swirl effect to it, so you can do that. And then over here, we're going to do a little yellow mixed over here. Just a little up and down, just like he had. A little down in here, and that's it. While we have the yellow, let's color his head in. Our scream image person that is male or female. And the hands. And you don't have to color it completely because there'll be other colors we're going to be incorporating. All right, so let's go on to the top again. I have a lime green gelato, and I am going to go ahead and color in here like so. Not a lot, just a little bit because there's a little bit of green in his picture, his original. And a little bit within the lake again because it's reflecting, and it's also like a swirl effect. So kind of create that swirl. And then come over here and continue that lime green in the side of this part of the picture, and a little bit within our face, our screen. Okay. Next, we're going to go with a light brown or blue. We're going to start coloring in our mountains. So just go ahead and do a basic fill-in of these mountains real quick like I'm doing here. In the end, we'll add the water and brush the paint in. So he had made 4 of the same image, 2 in paint and 2 in pastels. One of the paintings is found at the National Gallery in Oslo, Norway. And then at the Munch Museum, there are 2. One is a painting and one is a pastel. And then the last pastel was publicly, privately owned by Peter Olsen, and it was auctioned at Sotheby's auction house May 2nd, 2012 for, you aren't going to believe how much, $80 million. I'm not kidding, that is the amount that it was auctioned for. It is historically the most expensive masterpiece painting that had been auctioned off in history. Is the screen by Munch. Okay, I'm going to put a little blue swirls also into the water, just like he has in his picture. Okay, and then some blue up in the sky because it's going to reflect into the water. It's said that he was screaming, the person he depicted was screaming because there was a slaughterhouse nearby of animals, and he could hear their cries. And so this is why he is called the Scream, based on that fact given by one of the museum curators in Norway, Oslo, Norway. He also had a sister that was in an insane asylum, and he was walking toward that asylum at the end of this walkway trail that he took. So that is why he made this picture, and he felt he heard this energy in nature of cries and stuff. So let's take the dark blue, and we're going to go and do some shading of the mountains up above like so, those hills. And within the mountains a little, just color within. And then within the land here. And within his outfit, like so. We are going to be using water to blend this all in. And a little in here as well. And then up in here a little too. Okay, a little green, so I'm going to do that. Next color I'm going to go with is the red. So there's a little bit of red within here. And a little on the rails. Let's move to the orange. Bright orange, and put more colors up in the sky here and a little in the water, just a little. And it's in a circular manner. And a little bit within this side here, and on the rails you're going to do a lot of orange right here that's reflecting off the sky, as you can see. Now I'm going to go into the pink. Just a little bit of it was within this part of the picture, the masterpiece. And maybe a little bit right in the water here. And just a touch in the sky. Okay, and now we're going to go to the browns and metallics. So I'm going to put the lines within the boards of the deck that he's walking on. It's wooden planked boards, and you're just going to make lines and dashes to create those boards, and coming this way that he's walking on. I took like a medium colored one. I'm taking the darker one, and I'm going to make lines as well. You can see the difference. It's like a black. The boards are like different colors of browns and golds, and then also the rail here, a little bit of that color as well, and within the posts that are upright. And now we have a golden color. We'll also throw that in with the rails and the boards. The gelatos you can get at a Michael's, any Hobby Lobby, any craft store, or Amazon. Have your parents help you with that. You can use coupons to save you a little money. You can always pull those up. Your parents can pull those up on their phones, or ask at the register about that. They usually can be accommodating. All right, so now that we put those colors in, let's use our water. Put it in our water on our brush. Take the excess off a little bit on the paper. And we're going to start with just his face and just blend it in and color him in with that. See how it's water soluble? It's blending in. And the neck. And I'm going to put my brush in the water, and I'm going to start from the top and just go ahead and paint the sky like I have here. And I know this is a fast tutorial, but you could stop it and pause it and go back. It's a short mini tutorial to teach you about using the gelatos, about the artist Edvard Munch, and about his masterpiece, The Scream, done at the age of 30 he was. And then here, the mountains, we'll go right into that and blend them. And dip the brush to the water. See how nice that blends the colors of the gelatos that are creamy. And then I'm going to go into the land here because it's about the same blue color. And just color all, blend that all in with your wet brush. Let some lines show through, it's fine. Then his clothes are kind of that blue, and get those cuffs on his shirt or her shirt. There we go. A little of those colors can come into the face, off to the side for a little shadowing, and into the hands and the arms, and a little by the forehead, a little into the mouth. Okay. And then we'll do the perspective line here of the rail, the top rail, and then the posts that are coming down. Clean your brush. Let's do this part here. We're just blending all that in. Take your water. There we go. And down below here as well. I felt this picture was kind of appropriate with Halloween coming up this Saturday. I hope you guys have a safe, fun Halloween. And if you stay home and you're just having a party at the house, you can maybe all make Edvard Munch the screen paintings for fun. Okay. Now we're going to do the deck and paint between the bodies there. And just go back and forth. And I just keep adding water to my brush. It'll dry out as I'm working. So I just dip it again, tap it, and go back in. And I know I'm working fast. This is a short tutorial, but again, you could slow it down, pause your tutorial here to work and come back to the next step. And I'm just finishing the decking of this trail on this boarded trail that he's on, or she. And that's about it for that. I'm going to just clean off my brush. I'm going to clean up this part right here. I could add a little more brown in here just to clean that up a little, and then just go ahead and use the brush again. All right. I am going to put a little more of the yellow up in here on the face, and I'm going to use a little bit of the light blue here as he has it in his picture, just on the side of the face like a shadow, and a little up on the forehead, and maybe a little bit within the arms here. When you take your brush, you could just sweep it over that and to create those shadows and colors within the face. There are some crayons in here. We're going to add that. We're letting it dry a little. And yeah, I just took some of these colors and just added it into the boards and spaces because he had different tones in there of browns, some greens. So I took the green, the gray. I'm just going to color it in. Those little spots that are white on the boarding. And then I'm going to take the blue and put it within the mountains. A little bit of brown within the decking. And then the yellow, a little bit in the face here, some in the water, the lake here, and over on the side. And a dark blue within his clothing. And the arm. Is the neckline of his clothes there. I'm just scribbling it in because it's kind of a rough style. So that concludes I'm just coloring in the other body. That concludes my video of Edvard Munch's The Scream. Have a happy Halloween, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.